Hello future civil servants. In our last video, we discussed how to achieve coherence in our essays. Coherence means that your essays are well organized, they are easy to understand, and logical. We discussed 5 strategies to achieve coherence, to maintain flow within the paragraphs, not between the paragraphs, within the paragraphs. Like for example, you write a body para, you have a lot of information, you have a content, and then to connect all of that to achieve coherence, to make the reader easy to understand your argument, we discuss 5 strategies. Now in today's lecture, what we'll do is we'll discuss how to maintain flow using transitions. Now what are transitions? Transitions means that you are guiding or giving direction to the reader. Using connecting words. Now, what are connecting words? Connecting words are the words that helps you link two information. For example, you write a sentence, you discuss a concern, okay, and then to substantiate it, you utilize an evidence, okay. So to connect those two information to show that they two are related, we use connecting words. Connecting words are also known as signposts. Signposts because they give direction to the reader at what is coming next. Now, use of transitions can be to maintain the flow within the paragraph and to maintain the flow between the paragraphs. Now, what do you mean by this? So that we write a lot of body paras, right? So you've written one body para, now you've written two body para, 3, and so on. Now to connect these two paras and these two paras, we use connecting words, we use linking sentences so that there is a flow that is maintained. There is no break, there is no pause, there is no hiccup, there is no bump. And within the paragraphs, I've already explained you, we've already discussed transitional expressions in the last video to cover how to maintain flow within the paragraph. But again, what I'll do is, we will use an example to discuss how to maintain the flow within the paragraph for your clarity. Now, for example, you want to cook a delicious meal. What you'll do is, you look for the recipe online, you'll gather all the ingredients that is necessary to, cook that meal. What you'll do? Would you toss all the ingredients together in the pot or the pan? No, right? You will one by one, step by step, you'll connect all of those ingredients, you put them in the pot in sequence so that they blend together, right? In the same way, we've gathered all the information, we have all the content, we have the data, we have statistics, we have evidence, we have anecdotes, but we need interconnectedness between them. So for that, we'll use transitional expressions. Now let's look at this example. In a modern world, we often rely on technology for communication. We can send messages instantly through smartphones. And we have smart home devices. While technology has made life more convenient, it has also raised concerns about privacy. Now you have the content, right? But the sentences, they do not flow together. There's a break, there's a small pause or a hiccup, right? To maintain the flow, for the reader to easy to understand, to make the information related to each other, we'll use transitional expressions. Now let's see how. In our modern world, we often rely on technology for communication. For instance, we can send messages instantly through smartphones, and we even have smart home devices. However, while technology has made life more convenient, it has also raised concerns about privacy. So what we've done is, we've used for instance, because we're giving an example, and however, because we are giving a contrasting statement. So the flow is maintained. Now, this is the slide. I've curated all the transitional expressions that you can use to maintain flow within the paragraph. You can take a screenshot of this, and what we'll do is, I'll wait for 3 seconds and you can take a screenshot and keep it with you. Done? Now, let's understand flow between the paragraphs. Now, have you, like when we were in school, we used to take part in a relay race, right? What used to happen? The players used to pass batons to the other players very smoothly, without a pause, without any hiccup, right? This is what we have to do. Imagine your paragraphs are players and they have to pass the baton to the next player, okay? To the next paragraph. So for that, that is your transitional expression. The baton is the transitional expression that you need to use and pass to the next paragraph to maintain the flow so that it's, it is very smooth. Now there are two ways to maintain the flow between the paragraph. One is linking at the end of the paragraph, means, for example, you've written a paragraph. In the end of this paragraph, you will use connecting words and connecting sentence so that links, that gives a direction to the reader for the next paragraph. And linking at the start of the paragraph. Now, for example, you've already written a paragraph. Now, in the next para, in the first line, you introduce a topic. You are giving the reader a direction that this is what is coming next. There are two ways. Now, with the help of the examples, we'll understand these two linking. Okay, first, now there are four ways to actually use link sentences. The first is using a question. First, we'll discuss how to link at the end of the paragraph. Okay? Now, example 1, question to be answered in the following paragraph. Now, see, we'll use the question that will be answered in the next paragraph. For example, your topic is impact of technology on education. You've already discussed the advantages of e-learning in your previous para, or in the same para. Now, what will happen at the end of the paragraph? You will put up a question. But how has technology affected traditional classroom teaching? What is this telling? That in the next paragraph, you will be exploring the impact of traditional teaching methods. With the help of this question, you are giving the reader the direction that you will be exploring the impact of traditional teaching methods. So you can put up a question in the end of the paragraph. Next, using a remark. For example, your topic is renewable energy resources. You've discussed solar power in your paragraph. At the end of the paragraph, you can make a statement. You can remark that another noteworthy presence in the realm of renewable energy is wind power. So what are you telling the reader? That in the next paragraph, you will be discussing about wind power. So this will keep him engaged. Now let's discuss link sentences at the start of the paragraph. For example, now you've written the paragraph. In the next paragraph, the first sentence, you could introduce a subtopic. Let's take an example. Impact of social media on society. This is your topic. Now in the previous paragraph, you've discussed effects on communication. So at the start of the next paragraph, you can write, now let's delve into its influence on privacy. You're introducing a subtopic of communication. So reader knows what to expect. This will maintain the flow. Another is shifting the focus. You know how when we drive a car, we shift the gears and we have to do it very smoothly, otherwise there will be a jerk, right? So that is the same thing that you have to apply in your essay. While shifting the focus, it has to be very smooth. You have to shift the gears very smooth using transitional expressions. For example, your topic is urbanization. We've already discussed industrialization's role. So at the start of the next paragraph, you can write shifting our focus to demographic factors. Okay, this is another dimension of urbanization. So you've told the reader that you are shifting the focus, right? This will provide clarity or essay structure. So these are 4 ways to actually use and maintain flow between the paragraphs. These are the transitional expressions that I have curated for you that you can use while practicing and also in your exam. I've also mentioned a transition type that you can use, for example, when you're concluding, summary, cause and effect, result, consequence, overview, clarification, transition, explanation. I'm going to wait for 3 seconds and you can take a screenshot of this. Now you'll ask me, ma'am, how do I actually practice this? So I would say start with 2 body paras. In the last video, while discussing how to maintain flow within the paragraph, I told you how to practice it that start with one body para and try to maintain the flow within the paragraph. Now for this, don't just jump to the whole essay. Begin with writing one body para, two body paras, and start linking them. Then eventually write a third body para and link it. Okay? This is how you should practice to maintain the flow in the essay. It will take some time, but gradually you will get a hold of it and you will do wonders while maintaining the flow in the essay, because that is very important. You should always remember that clarity, coherence, and the flow, these are the key areas that you need to focus on, because you already have the content. Almost all the aspirants, they have the content that they have been studying from past few months or a year. All the main problem they face is how to maintain the flow in the essay, and that will come with practice. So what you have to do is watch my first video and gather all the knowledge, gather all the tricks that I've taught, how to maintain flow within the paragraph and achieve coherence. And in this video, I've taught you how to achieve flow within the paragraph using transitional expressions, and how to achieve flow between the paragraphs using transitional expressions. So utilize all these resources, practice at home as much as you can, and you'll be good to go. So keep practicing and all the best.